everybody. I'm making this video to talk about the recent conference, the Quakecon conference, and basically what new things we found out about Fallout 76, and hopefully address some concerns about it. The conference was really good, and I highly recommend that you watch it. There's those awkward laughs and silences, and of course suspense at Todd's coffee cup as it's about to fall off. What are you doing, Todd? I'm going to highlight some of the main points of it and then talk about my thoughts and opinions and basically what I think the game will be like. So starting off, they stress that this Fallout is 80% the Fallout we know and love and 20% new exciting stuff. So we still have quests, but the interesting NPCs are replaced with real players. They really stress about survival and crafting elements of the game, like the camp elements. They even mention being able to mod and build weapons, similar to probably Fallout 4 systems. So I really see, the whole workshop elements and modding elements coming back into play. So if you really didn't like that in Fallout 4, sorry, it sounds like it's going to be a pretty major part of this game. I'm sure the main difference y'all have noticed is that Fallout will be online. Even though it is online, they say they wanted it to feel real and feel like a person and a part of that world. So no, it is not a monthly subscription-based MMO like World of Warcraft or any of the other ones out there. The only thing you can buy with real money is the cosmetics. So I'm going to get into some of the gameplay elements, just kind of some of the minor stuff that they talked about, and then we'll get more into the perk system and the PvP. We'll save that till the end because it's a pretty big topic and I really want to focus on that at the end. So let's get into some of the gameplay elements. Photomode. Basically, it's Instagram in Fallout, which I think is pretty cool. You can pose in the cool positions, have different expressions, zoom in and out, do filters, and those pictures that you take appear in a loading screen whenever you fast travel. So you and your buddies killing the big bad behemoth, you can all pose together, and next time you fast travel, that's what will pop up. I really like that. Another thing is communication within the server has expanded past the emote wheel and into actual voice chat within your surrounding area that you can also mute. Big plus there, mute. Yes. They were really stressing on survival. It sounds like your character will get hungry, thirsty, and all that good stuff in usual survival mode in like Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 4. I think that will add an interesting twist to the game. So it's like everything's trying to kill you, including yourself, which can be a good or bad thing. So there are these things called stashes, and you can store your items in it, and it is all over the world. So you don't have to worry about losing anything. And it sounds like these stashes do carry over from place to place, so it's like a universal thing. So if you store a screw here, you can see it at another stash halfway across the map. So, and nobody can access your stash, so you don't have to worry about someone coming in and stealing all your goodies like desk fans and typewriters. Another thing they talked about was the character appearance. Looks like the same kind of character creation they had in Fallout 4, maybe a few tweaks to it, but they mentioned that we can change our character appearance at any time, which is awesome. So sex, face, hair, whatever, you can do it at any point in time. Will it cost caps to do it? Not so sure. I can see if you do it too many times, yeah, it'll cost caps, but we'll see. I really like that element to the game that you can really change your character. If you think, 4 hours later you realize that your super cool hairstyle is not really that cool, you can change that, no problem. VATS is indeed in the game. It's all real time and based on how many points you put into perception. They said it's useful for finding enemies, which I do believe because I do that all the time. I'm just running around person B looking for the red tick on my map. Does that mean it also applies to enemy players. I think yes, but we'll see. I think it is applying to any enemy in that area or any kind of, I guess, I don't want to say NPC, but any kind of monster or player in that area. You can press V or whatever the VATS button will be to go and look for them. VATS gets better with more perks you put into it, same with any kind of thing, and it sounds like late game, sounds like it'll get way better crit chances, and you'll become godlike, just, oh, I'll just press V and 90% crit chance on your head, alright, good game. Camps sound very cool. You can build your camp and make blueprints of your building. So let's just say you have a really cool house and that you spent hours on it. And you can save that house or that camp to your blueprint. And you can move your camp to a different location. So if you like somewhere more remote, or your buddies are in a different area, or maybe you just want a different view, you can move your camp to any different terrain and find a way to place it down. So it's like you can just kind of mash it around until you place it. And so from what it sounds like, you can have a camp anywhere. I think you can place it anywhere on the map. I might be wrong about that, but from my understanding, it's not like the settlements in Fallout 4 where it's just that area. I like this spot, I'm placing it down. It also sounds like you can't destroy another person's camp, which is great. So you don't have to worry about someone coming in and griefing it. But it also, the downside is that someone can trap you within their camp and you can't escape because you can't destroy it. The only thing that can destroy camps is with nukes. So speaking of nukes was another thing that they talked about. So whenever you nuke an area, it becomes irradiated and it causes any kind of mutations to your character if you're in that area for too long, but it also changes the creatures in that area, so it becomes like high-level bosses and you get high-level rewards and loot, and it's basically you're making your own raid in the middle of the wasteland, so that's pretty sweet. I don't think their main point of nukes was for it to become a griefing mechanics. Like, I don't think when you're using nukes you're thinking, I'm gonna blow this guy up, screw, Beast Boy 69. Yeah, I think the main point is, hey guys, I want better stuff, I'm gonna nuke this one area. Alright, cool. That being said, if your camp does get nuked, you can either A, repair it, or B, take the blueprint of your camp and move it somewhere else. And they said that repairing your camp doesn't cost you that much to do, and they mainly did it to kind of stop players from trapping each other. I can definitely see myself running down some path and then I find myself locked in some guy's arena and I have to fight to the death gladiator style against death claws or something. I don't know, it's like I can just see that happening, just people trapping each other, and the only way you can really escape is if you nuke them. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Another exciting thing is that Enon Zur is doing the music. The guy who made these legends. Yes, that's right. The man, the myth, the legend, the Dragon Age. So I'm very excited. I really love soundtracks to music, video games, whatever. If you have a strong soundtrack, odds are I'll probably really enjoy your game, or at least listen to the soundtrack a few times over. Private servers was talked about, and it sounds like they are going forward with it, and they are trying their damn hardest to make that a reality, and I gotta commend them for that, because honestly they look so tired. It's crunch time for them, and they're just going the extra mile. They're still trying to figure out a way to make it work and make that a reality, to let mods become a thing. So that's basically what private servers will become, is basically a place you can go mod and all that good stuff. So if you enjoy modding the shit out of your game like I do, then don't worry, they are working on it. Doesn't sound like it'll be done when release happens, and it sounds like it probably won't be until next year if I had to guess. But they are working on it, so it will be a thing. The perk system is totally different. yet the same as the other Fallout games. So we don't start off with putting all your points into the special. Instead, you can only put one special in at a time. You only get 1 point per level. And it goes all the way up to level 50, then you stop getting special points. And that's pretty nice, I guess, so you don't go on this power curve like you do in Skyrim, where you're level 1000, two-shotting anything that looks at you because you're just so OP. So whenever you put your points in your special, it becomes a point pool, and as they've called it, and it makes more sense. Like, I'll try and clarify that a little more. So when you level up, you put your special into whatever perk you want. So let's just say I put 1 point into strength. So now I have 1 strength point. So then you get something called a perk card. So perk card is pretty cool. So whenever you pick that one perk, or the one special point into, we're just going to use strength as the example, you get to pick 1 perk card. And the perk card will have a little number at the top of it that'll have like a 1 or a 2 all the way up to 5. You can upgrade these cards up to 5. So your perk card is how much how many special points it takes for it to be in use. So if I have 1 strength in my special, that's my 1. I can only have a card that's 1 that uses 1 strength special. So let's just say I have 3 strength points, special points. I can have 3 perk card points. So I can have something that, you know, each card is like 1 point each, so I can have 3 cards there, or I can have 1 card with 2 points and 1 card with 1. Doesn't matter. So the way you upgrade these perk cards is if you get the same one twice and you combine them. And so when you do that, it makes it, you know, go from like a 1 to a 2, or a 2 to a 3, so on and so forth. So let's just say you have a card that does 10% melee damage and you want to upgrade it so you get another 10% melee damage. You combine them and then you get a 20% melee damage card. Now that perk card now costs 2 strength special points, and that goes into your pool, and it costs 2 special points. So hopefully, you know, that makes sense. You can continually get cards past level 50, and they don't cap off like the special does, so no worries with that one. Okay, so now let's talk about the perk card pack. First off, no, you don't have to buy them. I saw this all in the comments on the live stream of the conference. No, you don't have to buy them. You get them every 2 levels, and the pack gives you 4 random cards and some gum. And the gum reduces your hunger for a little bit. It's a real cute little element. Anyway, what's cool about these is that it lets you see cards that you didn't know you wanted or even existed, as some of them might even be like higher level, or they need better special for it. So it's really kind of cool to play around with, where it's like you have a really cool, you just got this really cool agility card that, you know, need to be level 5 for, and you're level 4, and you see you need like 1 agility for it. It's like, okay, well, next level I'll put 1 agility in my special so I can use this card. And I think it really kind of lets you plan ahead, and you can really fulfill different roles. And I think it really adds a cool element to the game. Another cool thing is that you can swap out your cards to fit your needs. So let's just say I'm rolling around by myself. I have my Lone Wanderer perk card active, so I get more XP by myself. And then my buds get on, so they want to form a group. So I switch out my Lone Wanderer card for something that maybe helps the group out more, like more ammo and containers or something like that. So it sounds like you can switch these cards out with no penalty, anytime, anywhere. Doesn't matter. It's like it is all real time, and they really kind of stress like, don't do this outside, you'll get sniped, you know. Just you can really switch them out, and you can do a lot of cool builds with this, as there's hundreds of cards, so you can really make your own unique character with this. And I think that's something really stressing. Like, you can make a character completely different from anyone else in the game. Now on to the other big topic, PvP. I was very worried about this because I'm not really a PvP kind of player. Even when I was playing World of Warcraft, I really enjoyed the more PvE servers and doing PvP in its own little battlegrounds, not having to worry about it. Because nothing is more annoying than you running around on your level 15 and seeing some question mark level 1000 dude come up to you at Mach 5 and two-shot you and camp you for 5 hours. Alright, it's just not fun, so I was really worried about it, but listening to the conference took some of that worries from me. So PvP doesn't start until level 5, so no ambushes right at the start of the game. They really don't want griefing or to encourage people to be assholes to each other. That being said, Todd calls these asshole people interesting content. So how PvP works is that you can run up to a player and start shooting them, doing about a quarter of the damage you normally do. So if the other player wants to engage with you, they can shoot you back and then you fight to the death. So the winner gets a cap reward based on how high level the person they killed was. So if you killed a level 40 and you were a level 20, you get more of a reward than vice versa, you being a level 40 killing a level 20. The loser gets the option to take vengeance and gets double the reward for killing the person who just killed them. So that's pretty sweet, and you don't have to take the quest. You can just say, nah, I'm good, I'm gonna go about my day. Another option is that if you don't want to engage that player anymore, or you're just sick of them, you can block them for that session and they can't see you on the map anymore. You're hidden from them. And they can still see you in the game, so if you run across them somehow at a different area, they can see you there, but they can't see you on the map. So, and they really stress that it's a big map, so the odds of running into one another are very low. But we'll see how that turns out. So let's just say you don't want to engage, and this guy just keeps shooting you and shooting you and shooting you. Well, if you don't engage and the guy kills you, he gets branded as a wanted murderer, and everyone on the map is notified. The murderer gets no reward from killing you, and they get marked on the map as a red star with a bounty on their head. The bounty comes from the murderer's own caps. The murderer can't see any of the other players on the map, and they can't sneak or anything to engage the stealth mechanic of you, disappearing on the map. Like, everyone can see you, they know where you are. It's like I think it's just like a red circle, a kind of an area, the area of where you're at. And from the sounds of it, you can do max damage to them without having them to engage you. That's pretty sweet to hear. So if some murderer pops up, fast travel to them, sneak over there, snipe them, headshot, get a few caps out of it. So let's talk about death. So when you die, there is a penalty. You lose all the junk or missed things that you were carrying. So if you die to a super mutant or to a player, that's what you'll drop, and other players can loot that. You don't lose weapons or gear or any of your cool stuff, just junk. So all those death fans that you've been hoarding, they all drop. So how spawning works is that you can spawn in the closest place near you or the entrance of Vault 76 for free. After that, if you want to spawn at like the other side of the map, it'll cost some caps. And it has to be a place that you've discovered. It's just like fast traveling. So that's kind of cool to hear about that. So if some guy's bothering you or this area is really hard, you made a mistake and came into the wrong neighborhood, you can just fast travel to some other place if you have the caps for it. So that was the gist of what happened during the conference. My thoughts about 76, well, let's just say I already pre-ordered, and I'm very much ready to play. I'm very excited for the beta. I'm just really excited to see what they have in store for this game and any kind of future updates they have. It sounds like they're going to be working on this game, just kind of improving it more and more and more through the years. I'm really excited, of course, to play with my friends, run around and doing stupid stuff together, taking those Instagram pics and posting them. A lot of the concerns with the PvP was addressed, so that was good. We'll see what happens. I think 76 is very much new for everyone, including Bethesda. I really don't see Bethesda doing anything like loot boxes or stuff like that, because that's just not how they run their company. I mean, they didn't do that with Fallout Shelter, and I just really don't see them doing that. I could be totally wrong, but I just don't see that happening. I'm very, very much looking forward to, I guess, just this new frontier of like online playing with Fallout. And I know it didn't go so well with Elder Scrolls Online, but I think they've really learned a lot from it, and they're putting it into effect in this game. I hope this video brought some clarity to the perk system and the perk cards. I might have gotten it totally wrong, but that was just my interpretation of it, so feel free to correct me or explain it more, because that was just how my dumbass took it. Let me know down in the comments, like, what you're excited about 76, what you're dreading, you know, some of the things you're looking forward to. I mean, I'd love to hear about it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you have a good one.